The Trade is brought to you by Vantage Markets, delivering one of Australia's most trusted and award-winning trading experiences. Explore smart trading at vantagemarkets.com.au.
Hello and welcome to The Trade. Well, before we get into the charts, let's take a look at what traders are watching out there. And US President Donald Trump saying he will send Patriot air defense missiles to Ukraine, saying Russian President Vladimir Putin talks nice, but then he bombs everybody in the evening, to quote the president. And he said he hoped talks for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas will be straightened out this week. He also said it would be a great thing if Fed Chair Jerome Powell stepped down. Elsewhere, oil prices have moved higher as investors eyed further US sanctions on Russia that may affect global supplies, but a ramp up in Saudi output and ongoing tariff uncertainty has limited those gains. All right, well, let's turn to the charts, and in particular, what's hot and what's not. Well, to do that, we are joined by Louise Bedford from Trading Game. Louise, welcome back. Good to see you. And we've just been talking about where those equity markets are at the moment, hovering near those record highs. Let's take a look at what you're looking, particularly on the local market.
Yes, well, look, they are hovering near their highs, but isn't it exciting because there's action? The Australian market has got some definite opportunities to look at for traders and investors. Firstly, volatility is down. It is down to 1.87%. You can see that little trend in the lower panel of that chart, and it is a beautiful way for traders to get involved but not get whipsawed out of positions. So yes, we have the All Ords above the moving average. Volatility is low, which means my macro is on. So I am actively looking for positions in the Australian market.
All right, well, let's break it down a little further then with a look at the ASX 20.
Sure. Well, the ASX 20, interestingly, is cold. You would have thought with CBA involved, driving everything up and up, that the ASX 20 would be hot. But actually, there isn't a lot of opportunity in this very top area. You need to come down into the ASX 100, and that should be in the very next chart. The ASX 100 is considered hot. We are above our moving average for the ASX 100, and we're maintaining from a relative strength comparison heat in comparison to the All Ords. So we are trending up more effectively for 5 weeks or more to qualify according to my rule, in comparison to the All Ords. So isn't that great? And when we flick over to the ASX 300, we will see exactly the same look. Now, with the ASX 300, it is my view that there are more opportunities under the ASX 300, but it's great to see that mid-sector starting to show a bit of activity and some opportunities for our traders.
Opportunities, we love that, Louise. Well, let's break this down sector by sector then, and what you're seeing, beginning with communication services.
Yes, this one's an interesting one actually, with communication services being hot. So we do have a beautiful breakaway move initiated by a breakthrough and a breakout, which is often a sign of technical strength, just above that blue resistance line. So we're above our moving average, and the relative strength compared to the All Ords is just taking off like a crazy thing. So this is a terrific sector to look for opportunities to go long.
Let's turn to industrials. What are you seeing there?
This is one that is in limbo. Yes, we are above the moving average, but in terms of relative strength with the All Ords, we've just dipped below. In that lower panel, you can see the relative strength blue line is just underneath the moving average green line there. So this is one that you'd wait before engaging in opportunities. And one to definitely leave alone is consumer staples. That next chart there is cold. It is definitely one to avoid. If you've got shares in consumer staples, consider lightening them or tightening your stop, because compared to the All Ords, there are many better opportunities.
All right, so that's a good view of what we're seeing on the local market. Louise, let's turn our attention to Wall Street, beginning with the Nasdaq. What are you seeing?
It is very exciting for everybody involved in the Nasdaq because, look, we are hot, 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 back trending at a higher and more effective rate than shares involved in the ASX All Ords. So what we've got here is we're above our moving average, we're above our line of resistance, which did prove to be a little tough to break through there. And we have got a beautiful RSI on this compared to both the All Ords. And with this one, for a bit of variety, I've compared it to the SPX. So that is the top 500 American shares. We can see that the Nasdaq is the shining star when you look at the opportunities between the Nasdaq, the All Ords, and the S&P 500. So your money for this month needs to be concentrated on going into the Nasdaq. Here's the S&P 500, and yes, it is lower volatility, which is attractive for traders and investors, but in comparison to the All Ords, it is outperforming the All Ords. So if we were to rank these, it would look like Nasdaq, then the S&P 500, and then the All Ords. So perhaps expand your view for trading either with shares themselves or with ETFs.
All right, but still very much a focus on those big tech stocks. Louise, let's turn to the UK. What are you seeing for the FTSE?
Now, with the FTSE, it is an interesting chart, this, because we have got a lot of sideways movement and we are yet again underneath a primary resistance line there, which has had 3 touches, so it is reinforced as being significant. Now, the lovely thing with the FTSE is that because we've got a volatility of 1.91%, which is about average for the FTSE, it's low compared to us in the US, but it's about average for the FTSE, there are opportunities for writing options above that line of resistance. So you could write call options and collect yourself a nice monthly premium, and that is a great strategy for sideways moving markets.
Louise, great to get across what you're seeing on global markets. Thanks so much for joining us from Trading Game.
A pleasure.
And that is the trade.
The Trade was brought to you by Vantage Markets, delivering one of Australia's most trusted and award-winning trading experiences. Explore smart trading at vantagemarkets.com.au.